Well, we are officially through the looking glass. A third hour of weekly AEW television, a true achievement for a company that some expected to be pulverized into obscurity by Tweedledee and Triple H in the span of a year or two. But, as with many things in the All Elite Wonderland, things don't always go as the old suits and cynics expect. So come with me if you dare, hear the crowds and feel the passion in the air, but be ready to be surprised, for strange things will meet your eyes. The Impact Championship up for grabs on AEW TV between two wrestlers who aren't even part of the Impact promotion? And isn't he uncontracted wrestler competing for the TNT title? And strange character alignments where sometimes heroes are villains and villains are heroes? Welcome to Rampage, Alice. We're all mad here. Our guides through Wonderland tonight are Mark Henry, Excalibur, Chris Jericho, and Taz, and our chorus is an uproarious crowd of 5,500 Pittsburghers, and oh are they loud, greeting our first combatants, Christian Cage and Kenny Omega, as if they were two titans set to battle in the Grand Arena, which they kinda were. This was a war in which Christian used his veteran acumen to escape Kenny's offense, twice failed to hit the kill switch, but used the rest of his arsenal to often devastating effect. Fists of fury filled the air, and it must be said that Christian's reverse DDT is a thing of destructive beauty, only matched by Kenny's Snapdragon suplexes. In the end, Kenny grew tired of fighting fair and called on his companions to help give him the edge he needed for victory, but, as with many things in this strange arena, things didn't go according to plan, for Christian escaped the one-winged angel onto the steel chair, and on attempt lucky number 3, he finally hit the kill switch onto the black alloy surface, leaving Kenny outwitted and outworked by a worthy adversary and the new Impact Wrestling champion. The crowd embraced the moment, and watching from home, emotion flowed through screens around the world. It was a truly wonderful, feel-good pro wrestling moment for Christian, who gave Kenny Omega his first singles loss since All Out 2019 against Pac. This was a story well told and a needed victory and great match from Christian to put the doubters to rest. For this man belongs in the main event of All Out. And you can disagree with me on that, but I'm sticking to it now. I'm a Christian fan. This was great. He celebrates with his friends in the back, saying that the bubbly is cold and that Pittsburgh is hot. I'm living in your head now, aren't I, Kenny? You know I can beat you. And yes, Kenny does, and Christian might. A beautiful bit of classic pro wrestling story to start off Rampage on this episode. Next, Fuego del Sol promises that God's favorite champion will be baptized by fire and that he will achieve his goal of getting an AEW contract. And as with Christian, the crowd cheers the hero in this match, who hits 3 tornado DDTs that stagger Miro and put the result into doubt for about a minute before Miro remembers who he is, catches Fuego on his shoulders after a top rope move attempt, tosses him back with a Samoan/Bulgarian drop, kicks his head off, and captures him in the game over for the immediate tap out by Del Sol. Sorry, Fuego, but some things are just not meant to be, while others are ordained by God. Luckily, there is more than one God in this land, as Tony Khan emerges and gives Sammy Guevara the honor of delivering a brand new AEW contract into Fuego's hands. Sometimes there is victory in defeat, Sammy says. You're 1-50, but it doesn't matter. These people love you. And they clearly do, embracing the hard-working, stubborn loser who is not only the master of the Tornado DDT, but the object of the crowd's tears and adulation. And mine, to be honest. This was another beautiful, emotional moment on this wild ride of an episode. Very effective stuff from Miro and from Fuego here. I really loved it. It was very emotional. I got emotional. It was wonderful. Before the main event, we are reminded of what lies and lurks in the shadows, and of the sea change that is coming in 7 days when the first dance will be had between Sting, Darby Allin, and a man who hasn't been inside a nationally televised wrestling ring in 7 years. This was an adequate and effective tease, promising us what is to come and encouraging fans to come back and watch next week. Never mind that Sting in the Rafters just always looks cool. Finally, good and evil are flipped on their heads as Britt Baker and Red Velvet get set to meet in the main event. The crowd chants for their champion, boos her potential usurper, and urges their hero to bring hope to their hearts and their city. The women struggle back and forth, looking to find their groove, and they eventually do. Red Velvet works on Britt's hand, neutralizing her ability to use the lockjaw. Both competitors use underhanded tactics, with Red Velvet still relying on her baby arsenal from time to time, babyface arsenal should I say, showing that a tiger, or perhaps a Cheshire cat, can't always change their stripes. Just go with it, okay? In the end, Velvet tries to use Britt's move against her, but it is countered, and with Britt not being able to use her dominant right hand due to Velvet working it over during the match, she flips Velvet over and uses her other hand instead, emerging victorious. I thought it was very effective. It was a well-told story and another hero's welcome for Britt Baker, who is just beloved by Pittsburgh, and the crowd just added so much to this match. And even if you thought the women were working a little bit sloppy at times, especially near the beginning, you cannot deny the connection that Britt has with the people in Pittsburgh. It was just, they elevated everything that they did in this match. After the match, Britt sets up Velvet for another curb stomp, but Chris Statlander, the most likely next woman in line for a title shot, stops Britt, only to be bodied herself by a surprise attacker and Britt's promised backup. Well, no one in the arena, no one at home, and almost no one on commentary actually knows until Excalibur reveals that it is in fact Jamie Hayter. One can argue that you shouldn't debut an unknown in this way, but it worked well enough, and as a fan, I am beyond excited to see Jamie Hayter full-time in AEW as it grows Britt's stable, and perhaps, just perhaps, gives her a tag team partner as AEW sets their sights on women's tag belts at some point in the not-too-distant future. Come on, let's make it happen, Tony. So that's it. The debut episode of Rampage is behind us, and what a time it was in the All-Elite Wonderland. An amazing crowd from start to finish, 3 different and memorable matches, 2 highly emotional results, the debut of a potential future women's star, the promise of CM Punk next week, and added intrigue for the Kenny and Christian match at All Out. All told, this episode was an easy 4.5 potatoes out of 5. But what did you think? Did AEW go too deep into Wonderland? Or did you think, as I did, that the journey was strange and beautiful? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications, and keep the conversation going in the comments. Until next time, thank you all so much for watching, and remember, imagination is the only weapon in the war against reality.